Hi here, Finns here, I'm back for another video, and yes, Eurovision is almost upon us. The first semi-final is almost upon us as well. Yes, and rehearsals are almost upon us, it's all happening. But before rehearsals start, I just need to predict who's going to make it. Who are we going to see on Saturday nights? 17 countries are going to battle it out of only 10 spots in the grand from this our first semi-final. Who is going to qualify? I'm here to predict the 17 you see behind me, which 10 will go through from the first semi-final. Let's talk about this. Okay, so first off, let's start off with the ones that I think are certainly, probably and most likely gonna qualify. I think as a whole, I think the semi-final is probably easier out of two semi-finals to predict, and in my opinion is the slightly weaker semi. However, there is some good songs in there. There is. And there are 7 songs that I think will probably most likely qualify, and they are Albania, Ukraine, Netherlands, Portugal, Austria, Greece and Norway. I think those 7 are gonna go through. Let's start off very quickly. Albania, I think, will be a killer opener. Romania is gonna kill it. They allowed this queen to go on first. I think the Eagles land in the final. She is gonna bring a show. She's going through. I also think Ukraine will go through. Ukraine has a 100% track record. That won't be broken. I'd be very surprised if that happens. I think, it will be remembered what's happening in the world right now. Ukraine is going through. That is not up for debate. Netherlands, that's going through. It's so unique, so different, completely in the Dutch language. Netherlands is gonna go through. I think Portugal will go through. It just gives me that vibe, the harmonies, the Portuguese language, nothing more that I can say. Said it in a better way. I think there's nothing like it in the semi-final. And I think it's really beautiful, and I think it could be a real dark horse. Portugal will go through. And I think Austria will go through. I think there have been concerns at the pre-parties with Pia Maria's vocal, but I'm feeling confident they will go through. I think people want this uplifting song, let me be your halo. I think this is really upbeat, really pop, really bang. I think Lumax and Pia Maria will go through for Austria. And I think Greece will make it as well. They're definitely going to make it out alive. Even a contender to win this semi-final. This is so beautiful, such a nice Greek ballad, but it's not Greek, but it's not in the Greek language, it's in English, but it's just a good ballad. It's got a nice pace, good meaning, good message, and yeah, I like it. Just builds louder and louder, and it's definitely going to be in the grand final. And finally, Norway. I think Subwoofer will not be forgotten. People will vote this through. I think even juries will vote through. It's not up for debate. It will be a huge shock if Norway don't make it. Norway's going through. I think, yeah, Norway will be in the grand final. Love it or hate it, you will see it in the final. So that's the 7 I think will definitely go through. Now let's talk about, well, the 3 that I think will probably most likely not qualify. There were 3 songs where I went, I don't think this is going to happen this year for these countries. I think they're going to stay behind in the semis. And the 3 countries that I think will probably most likely not qualify is Slovenia, Bulgaria and Croatia. Very quickly go through them. Slovenia, while it's charming and while it's nice, the reaction I've seen of people are just not madly in love, and I understand why. When it's not on, I do personally forget about it. I don't mind the song personally, but I just don't think it's strong enough to go through Bulgaria. It's so shame to talk about Bulgaria considering last year they were so qualified. This year they're not going to qualify. I don't think Bulgaria is going to make it. In Bulgaria, it's just not popular of a song. It's just dated rock. It's an unpopular song, and I just don't feel like it's gonna make it. I think it's gonna get very few points. And Croatia, well, that's not a bad song, and Mia does a good job. It is a tad bit forgettable, and I'm just not thinking it's gonna get through because I just don't think the mass population of the song is gonna go through. I'm just not feeling it. Okay, so that leaves us with to talk about. There's 3 more spots available, and the countries that are left are Latvia, Lithuania, Switzerland, Moldova, Denmark, Iceland, and Armenia. And I am going to talk about them. Who will make it? Okay, let's go through these one by one, starting off with Latvia. Will that make it? Well, see, when I first listened to that song, I said no, this ain't making it. Now seeing the semi-final they're in, and the competition they're competing with, they could make it through. I could see a public vote getting weirdly behind this slightly. Juries concern me, but yeah, this could surprisingly sneak in. You know, instead of meat, I eat veggies and vajayjay. You know, it could make it. It could make it. It's an early draw, but it could sneak in. Then I've got Lithuania, Monaco. She could get through. I'm feeling more confident she'll get through. There isn't a lot of Lithuanian diaspora vote in this semi-final, and maybe this song doesn't lead us to a moment as such, but I think she could pull through. She will get in. I don't think she'll win her semi-final per se, but I think she'll get sneaking in like 9th and 10th, maybe. I feel like that. And then we move on to Switzerland, which I'm concerned about Switzerland this year. I really am. It's not getting a lot of love from the people. There's not a lot of hype. Consider Gion's Tears and Luca Honey from Switzerland. It's like the first internal selection from Switzerland that hasn't really been hyped up that much. Staging could save this, music experts could save it, but I worry I see a scenario where Switzerland gets 0 points in the televote. You call me crazy, but I could see a scenario where that happens. I really could, because it's an early draw, and I just think people might get a bit bored by it. It depends on the staging. Moldova. They've been at Eurovision before, but not with this song. It's just, I don't know how well this do. I think staging will be important for Moldova. How well this will be staged, I don't know how this is going to be staged. It's just so hard to predict. They're another one where I could see a scenario where they sneak in. I don't know. I just don't know. And I got Denmark bringing us a bit of a pop rock anthem. They could sneak in, or they could finish last in their semi-final. It could go either way with Denmark. Hard to predict. And Iceland, borderline. They're another one that could sneak in. But is it high impact enough to vote? It's coming in that late draw of songs. And then you got Armenia to round it all up. I'm feeling positive around Armenia's chances. I think being last on and ideas for staging, you know, it could pull through. I think Armenia, I'm feeling a bit more confident of getting through. Surprised they're still closing the show, but I think they could get in. So the final 3 I think will go through. I think Armenia is going to go through. I'm thinking, yeah, last in the draw, which isn't always guaranteed by any say, but I've got a funny feeling Armenia will pull through. I think Lithuania will get in. Yeah, I think people will like that. And it's between Moldova and Latvia for that final spot. And I think they're going back and forth, going back and forth. In the end, I'm going to go for Latvia. I'm going to say Latvia will get the 10th and final spot. I think if it qualifies, it will be number 10. But I just think a jury will drag it down, but they'll put Latvia higher than Moldova. I think the televote might rank Moldova than higher than Latvia, but when you combine all those scores overall, I think Latvia might sneak in 10th and Moldova might be left out by 11th. I don't know. I mean, it could be the other way, vice versa. But as I know, but yeah, it's a tough one to predict because I could see a scenario where the first 3 songs in the semi qualify. I really could. I just want a song to qualify in the number 2 spot again, but yeah, it's a hard one to predict when you. It is. I mean, semi-finals are quite easy to predict. I think we kind of know about 8 of the qualifiers, basically. It's just the ones that finish in 9th and 10th and sneak in is the hard bit to predict. It's a tough one. But yeah, I'm going to go for Latvia. I don't know. I think it'll stand out. There's nothing like it in the semi. While Moldova's quite shouty, maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Latvia could bring a message that people will like and people will vote and people will remember more. I don't know. This is what I'm just going on about. I'm just being, I don't know. I'm just saying Latvia. I think Moldova could also sneak in. But I'm going to just put Latvia. But staging can change it. Staging can change it. But in any case, who do you think will qualify from semi-final 1? Comment down below in the comment section and like and subscribe to this video. I will be back for more comments very soon. Then, goodbye people, goodbye.